And now, if you would, please join me, our very own Dr. Reverend Janine Burns.
Thank you. Good morning. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. In this place together, we are one. I'm so excited to be here. I love coming out here. It's fantastic. That camera's getting closer and closer. It's okay. It's all good. I'm really excited because I'm filling in January. I'll be here again January 22nd, which is, I'm pleased about that. I'll be speaking about intention. But what I'm super excited about is that my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Jerry Troy, will be here July 23rd. Mark your calendars. Jerry is the president of the Affiliated New Thought Network. He's written a book, Coming Out to Yourself. He's a terrific speaker. He may even be doing a workshop. We'll see how that pans out. But I want you to mark your calendar for that, okay? Mm-hmm. Good. And nice to see so many new faces. It's great, good that people are waking up. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You're probably going to say it with me. The world is undergoing a rapid and radical spiritual transformation. We are at the crossroads in the evolution of humankind. There's a huge in the collective consciousness of humanity. More and more people are waking up to the light within. The light within is the I am presence within. It is our essence. It is our core, which is divine love. And this I am presence is the energy of light and love. Last time I was here, pretty recently, a couple of months ago, I spoke about quantum physics, and I spoke about that energy of love and how everything is in vibration as light. And so this light within, the creator of all that is individualized as you and I. It's continually nudging us and urging us onward and upward to be more, to do more, towards a greater awakening and conscious awareness that we are the light. You are the light. And together, we are light workers. We are the ones who are bringing forth the transformation of the universal collective consciousness of humankind. We are on a fabulous spiritual journey, learning, growing, and unfolding in higher consciousness, moment by moment, step by step, thought by thought, experience by experience. We've been born in an extraordinary time, and I believe that before we were born, we raised our hand and said, yes, I want to be here now with a mission and a purpose. We're in a time of letting go of the past. We've survived the great global shutdown of 20 and 21. And a positive that came out of that is that many people were suddenly quiet. No more rush and hustle and bustle and going here and going there, busy in the everyday world. And as people became quieter and quieter in their thinking and actions, they began to wake up to the divine essence within their I am presence. And I talked about that in my last talk here. I am presence, just to summarize, is the creator God within you. And I am is the name of God within you. Only you can say I am. Only I can say I am Janine. I cannot say I am Nick or I am Mary. I can only say I am Janine. And so whatever you attach to those two words, you are saying to the universe, give me more. You're saying it's my nature to be that. So it's very powerful, those two words, I am. So ultimately, there's a new energy emerging, a new light. It's the energy of love. And more people are realizing and becoming aware that life is interrelated, interconnected, and interdependent. And the great global shutdown, the pandemic, brought a lot of confusion. And that energy, that confusing energy is moving out. Why? Because the first law of the universe is harmony. It's the law of harmony. And so those attitudes and behaviors that we could see in society of anger or greed or selfishness or envy, they no longer fit this new energy of light and love. And so anything that is not of the light and love is being left behind. peace is coming to the earth. See, I'm wearing my Peace on Earth necklace. And we, the light workers, are the ones who are making it happen. And so the law of harmony brings into balance what's been out of balance. And so when we came from the light, we knew that we were coming from this great time of change and upheaval. We are the peacemakers. Say it with me. I am a peacemaker. I am a peacemaker. I am the light. And so we came with this mission to bring forth the light and love into the physical human experience. Thus, we are the light workers. And as light workers, we have the ability to transmute darkness into light. Darkness being the negativity, the doubt, the fear, the envy, the jealousy, and on and on. And so what we must do is focus our time and energy on and amplifying our connection to the amazing energy and power of Creator God within, that I am presence. It's critically important now more than ever. I think it's more important than eating, is to feed your spirit. How do you nourish your spirit every single day? It's all about whatever you think and do and say. You radiate great light and love. It can be no other way for your God expressing in unique and marvelous ways. So nourish your spirit. And as you do, your light gets brighter and it gets brighter. And then you consciously bring forth that energy and power into fruition and become so aware. I mean, you must have had that experience that you just become so aware that you begin to think something and things just happen. It's just amazing. And I want to teach you a specific technique. But in the meantime, I always like to do a recap, a brief recap for people who may not know what practical spirituality teaches. And I know Nick is a fan of that, so I make sure I do it every time I'm here. So the fundamental principle is that we are Creator God in expression. And the popular phrase in the New Thought movement, which is the name of the denomination, is God in me, as me, is me. God in me, as me, is me. And so we co-create with God. It starts in our thinking. Whenever we entertain enough, deeply enough, and vividly enough in our surface mind, eventually passes into the deeper mind, the subconscious mind. And through the law of mind, the law of the circle, the law of retraction, whatever you want to call it, we draw and attract people, circumstance, and events into our lives which correspond to these subconscious thought patterns. Thus, the more we focus on our inner connection to Creator God, the more we show up in the world as a beacon of light. You just show up and people can feel your vibe. They feel your energy. And it shows up in our attitude. It shows up how we encourage other people. It shows up how we're compassionate to ourselves and others. And it shows up as the actions we take, being kind to ourselves and others. Notice I'm including ourselves, because I think the harshest we are always with is with ourselves. So with ourselves and others. And it shows up in the choices that we make, choices that do not hurt us or anyone else. And it shows up of being conscious that when we look into the eyes of everyone we meet, we see the divine love and light shining through. And the more we evoke the light, the more conscious we become, the more we live in a world of divine synchronicity. And I think that's what Jesus meant when he was saying, living in the kingdom of God. You're in the right place at the right time. You're doing the right thing. You think of something, you're in a rush and you got to get to the bank and the first parking spot is open and it's yours because it's been ordained because you've been doing your spiritual homework. And the synchronicity just happens in your everyday to-day living. You experience ease and grace. I have used that affirmation for years. I move forward with ease and grace in my life and affairs. And so, excuse me, sure, everybody experiences challenges. We're in flesh. We've gotten put on a coat of skin when we come into this experience. But even when we have those seemingly negative experiences, we're still awake and we're still aware and we're still experiencing divine right action and divine right order in our lives because we are living in the kingdom. I love that. We're living in the kingdom. Now, the blessing technique. Great technique. Frances Wilshire taught it in her book in 1935. I have some of these books in my bookshelves. It's like amazing. It's almost 100 years old. The book is called You, all capital letters, Y-O-U. And she believed that good lies dormant in everything. So did Mary Baker Eddy, so did Emma Curtis Hopkins, so did all the fundamental teachers of New Thought. So good lies in everything dormant, waiting to be awakened or called forth. And so she did this, offering a blessing, calling forth the goodness of God. She called it the goodness of God in all people, circumstances, or event. Excuse me, it's the divinity of God in all things. And so when you bless something, whether it be a person or a place or a circumstance, you are recognizing the presence and power of greater creator God within it. You are acknowledging the divine love, the divine intelligence in that person, thing, or place. And you are evoking, which means to become consciously aware. You are evoking your oneness with creator God. Now, Jesus was into this. In the Bible, he taught in Luke 26, bless them that curse you and pray for them which spitefully use you. And in the book of Romans, we're told to bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. So we are blessing. We are meant to bless and call forth the presence of God into activity. We start with blessing ourselves. And so what you would do is say your name, and then you'd say, for the goodness of God within you, I bless you, I bless you, and bless you. And for the goodness of God within you, I praise you, I praise you, I praise you. This is really a remarkable technique. So I would say, Janine, for the goodness of God within you, I bless you, I bless you, I bless you. Janine, for the goodness of God within you, I praise you, I praise you, and praise you. And remember, feeling is the fuel that propels thought into form. So you've got to put feeling into it. Got to put your emotion and energy behind it. And so what do we bless? Everyone and everything. Everything and every place. Here's some suggestions. Bless your spouse. Bless your partner. Bless your buddies. Bless your significant other. Bless your body for greater health. A lot of blessing on your body. Very important in this day we're living in. And did you know that Myrtle Fillmore, the founder of Unity, that whole Unity worldwide ministry started from she and her husband blessing their bodies into wholeness. She would actually bless and thank each organ of her body, praising the intelligence within, encouraging it to call forth into new life and healing. And she regained her health, and they started this whole ministry, Unity Worldwide Ministry. Bless your troublesome coworkers. Anybody have any troublesome coworkers? Good. Excuse me. Bless your business. Bless your associates. Bless your product. Here's a good one. Bless your bills. Bless your taxes. Bless your tithes and gifts. Bless your tithes and gifts. It's important. You know, everything you receive comes from the universe. 10% of that, give back. 10% of the give back to where you receive your spiritual food. You receive your spiritual food for coming here on Sundays. This is where you then is appropriate to give your tithes and gifts. Bless the climate. Bless your town, bless your state, bless your country, bless your mind. Constantly blessing my mind, because I'll tell you, my mind catches on to. Someone gave me a negative thought the other day about voting. Ooh, that thought tried to take a hold in my brain. I had to work my consciousness to get it out of there, because a negative thought's like off the hill, starts to roll down and gets bigger and bigger and bigger unless you break it up. Woo. Bless your home and bless whatever you're doing for the day. Your power to bless, it creates a double good. One is to help the thing, person, or event you're blessing, and you're blessing yourself because you're aligning yourself of all good. You know, years ago, I taught this. I used to be a pastor many years ago, and I taught this technique to one of my students. She was an avid student. Her husband wasn't. It was a great spiritual tool that she taught him. And he was in an international fashion company. And one of the team members, one of his associates, was a good team player. They're very critical, condescending. And so the wife encouraged him to try the blessing technique on the associate. And she said, that works a lot if you want to bring people into new thought. Tell them, what do you got to lose? Change your thinking. And he didn't believe it would work, but he was so miserable at work. He was desperate. And he did the technique for 15 minutes a day. Now, nothing was changing. He was getting frustrated, but his wife said, just keep doing it. Give it a chance to work. Several days later, he came to work. It was after the weekend. And he learns that his associate had been transferred out of the country. Not out of the city or the state, out of the country. It was an international organization, but still, that's what the blessing technique. And what was so wonderful was for my student was that her husband woke up to this amazing power and began to study practical spirituality. Okay, another blessing technique, and this is my favorite one, is you bless for what you choose to experience. And so let's say you're working friendship with someone who's rude, impolite, and disrespectful, and you transpose that, and then you person. So if they're rude and disrespectful, you would bless them for their good manners. I bless you for your good manners. I bless you for being polite. I bless you for being kind. I bless you for being respectful. Let's see the person stingy for their generosity. If the person is quick to anger, I bless you for your patience. I bless you for your tolerance. Bless them for their easygoing nature. Suggested that you use this blessing technique several times a day, out loud or to yourself for a total of 10 minutes. Okay, so I really thought it's amazing. And I want to tell you that if you're committed and faithful to this technique, something wonderful is going to happen. Not only do you feel better, you feel uplifted, you feel a shift. I recently used it to shift the energy of the day. I live in Huntington, and we had a team of people who were entered into the 2023. That's when these boats all get decorated with lights for the holiday, and it's a contest, and they parade around the harbor. And so the leader of the boat had a great vision on how to decorate and thought it was all planned out, ready to go, every detail down to the most minute. There was a generator on the boat. There were lots of lights on the boat. There was a Bose stereo on the boat. It was amazing, but everything seemed to be going wrong. Oh my gosh. You think of it, it couldn't have just gotten worse. It was just energetically, it was so uncomfortable. You could feel the frustration and the aggravation, and the vision for decorating the boat was not being the leader's plan. And that point, it's just like the leader was like, I give up, it's a lost cause. And I thought to myself, I don't choose to participate in that. No. That is simply not the truth. So everybody left, and I began to bless and bless, and I blessed that whole thing. I blessed the decorations. I blessed the leader. I blessed the team crew members. I blessed the boat to be safe. I blessed the captain, which just happened to be me. Blessed and blessed. I'm telling you, I blessed until I couldn't think of anything to bless anymore. And I felt the energy shift, and it was so exciting. So the boat, can you see? It had two reindeer off the bow of the boat. I mean, off the bow of the boat. There were dowels suspended off that. And what happened was, after all this craziness settled down, now what is the universe? Our direct inheritance from God? Divine ideas and divine love. I got this idea to put lights from the reindeer up to the roof. I checked with I don't care. The leader said, I don't care, do whatever you want. I put the reindeer lights on. And so we have Santa's boat sleigh. I'm not sure if you can see it well, but you can go to my Facebook page and check it out. But it was just really exciting. And I want you to know, we won Best Power Boat 2022. Now, do I attribute that directly to the prayer? Yeah, because if we had gone on with that energy of frustration and aggravation, it was a very difficult night, by the way. I will never do it again. It was warnings. I had 3 times in peril. I had to make an emergency move, but I know it was because of that blessing technique that I was able to handle all this. And that's what you can do too. Always remember, when you recognize when you do that technique of blessing, you recognize the good and the God within whatever you are blessing. And it always comes back to you. It's like putting a pebble into a pond. The waters ripple out in every direction, but they also ripple towards you. And so it is with blessing, because when you're blessing another, you are blessing yourself. Do you have time for a prayer meditation? How can you say no to that? I mean, really. Let's just go within. All right, so what I'd like you to do, close your eyes if you're comfortable. Become aware of your breath. On the in-breath, silently to yourself, say, God is. Hold it for a moment, please. And on the out-breath, say, I am. Hold out the breath. Breathe in again through the nose. God is, hold it. Exhale out through the mouth. I am, and hold it out. Please just breathe comfortably now. Imagine you are a being of light. When you think of yourself, imagine you're looking in the mirror and you don't see yourself in clothes. You see yourself as a being of light. Imagine that right now. And get this sense that you're filled with and enveloped by this energy of light, which is the energy of love. You're a bright, brilliant beam of radiant light. And as a light worker, you shower the world with this awareness and the energy of divine love. Any place where there's darkness, your light goes. Any place where love is not present, your light knows to cover it over. Any place where there may be hurt or pain, your light washes over it. The light is burning brightly in you, through you, and as you. Feel this light and know that it is with you now and always. I'd like to end with a passage adapted from Ernest Holmes. So I invite you to flow with these words as you continue to breathe softly and gently. The light of heaven shines through me and illumines my path. The light eternal is my guide and my protection. In that light, there is darkness at all. It is a perfect light shining from the altar of a perfect love. O light and love within me, thou art welcome. Light shines through me and illumines my way. I hold fast to the light of inspiration. It is with me always, guiding me, sustaining me, and supporting me. I witness the miracle of light, and I say, thank you, God, and so it is. So it is. I invite you to inhale deeply and exhale. Do it again. Inhale deeply, exhale. Now take a deep breath in through the nose, out through your mouth. Come back to the room, get centered when you're ready. And I call forth the goodness of God for anyone who hears me. I call forth the goodness of God within you, and I bless you, and I bless you, and I bless you. And I call forth the goodness of God to anyone who hears my voice. And I praise you, and I praise you, and I praise you. And so begins your lesson. Namaste.